What's up, everyone? Since I've started doing those videos again, trying to finish up my character, this is the I'll probably try to finish them all in this one day that I've decided to do it. So this is my fireclaw druid. It's a it's a funky, fun PvP slash magic find fireclaw druid. Is very limited in magic find, to be honest. Can be fun still, but it's super limited. But in PvP, especially in pub games, like, this character is so fun. So I played a bit PvP with it, mostly trolling, really, mostly playing versus like players that either like versus sorcerers or something, or versus people that actually don't have too much gear, so you could like, and they don't expect it, so you could like one shot them with fire damage when they don't have any fire when they don't have any fire resist. But in general, this character for PvP, just as a disclaimer, is very weak. So this character is very fun under certain circumstances. So if you're playing with friends and you have like shout outs to Nikki. Yeah, I've played with Nikki quite a bit with this character. So he has a bone necromancer, and he has an elemental druid and all that. And I think, does he have a sorceress still? I don't think he has a sorceress. But the thing is, if you have friends to play with here and there, and your friends can accommodate like the for it to be GM, this character could be fun. But most people in public games, obviously, they won't comply. So it makes this character very hard to play, very hard to kill anything with this character if the other player just puts some resists on. So, for example, this character is really good if you play versus evasive players that don't have too much resist. So let's say when I play with Nikki, and the fair part about it is that he can always escape from any situation for the most part, because this character is just so for people that don't know, so the main thing with the fireclaw druid that sucks about it is that it's just so slow. So let me go out here. So it's so slow in actually delivering the damage. So many things have to happen for you to deliver the damage. So first of all, you need to port on somebody and shockwave them, yeah? So shockwaving is very important, because this allows you to your fast attack speed to then stun them in the whilst they're whirled, stun them, and they could potentially start running like away, but they can't run away. On their screen they're running away, but they can't run away because of how fast you're hitting them, and you could just kill them that way. But essentially, versus decent players at least, the main thing, first thing that you need to do is shockwave them. Once you shockwave them, if they're near you, so let's say this is a player, yeah, so if I shockwave them and then I immediately go for a hit, but most of the time they will run away before you can even do the first hit. So what you do is you shockwave them. So you shockwave them, and then they'll run away, and then you have to start chasing them again, and then maybe like come next to them and just do like this, something like that, or just again try to like just do the shockwave and instantly one shockwave, and you try to chance it, because they can dodge the shockwave, they can evade it or whatever. So what I would do is let me see if I can find them also. So the main thing that I would do is I would do like a one chance shockwave. So like just one shockwave. My merc is killing shit. So like I would jump on them, do a pre-spammed shockwave, and then instantly try to hit them, lock them and hit them. So regardless of whether the shockwave will hit or not, I'm just taking a chance that the shockwave will actually hit, because you don't have too much time to just be spamming shockwave and then taking your time. Like, timing is crucial with this character, because you barely get any time to actually fight versus anybody, like to have like uptime to hit them. So uh, mainly what I would do is I would like stomp, fire, shockwave once in their direction. So if the mercenary is my thing in my target, so I'll do like this shockwave, and I'm instantly as I do the shockwave, I'm already trying to lock the target before the shockwave has even hit. Just so if I time it right, they get hit by a shockwave, and then instantly I'm hitting them already after that. And you could kill people, one-shot people like that. People with garbage gear mostly, or people that use good gear but not too much. Because let's face it, so like when I play with Nikki, before I even show the setup, I'm just like going on a little not rant, but like just explaining like what would make this character good. So when I play with Nikki, let's say, and he understands like that it's just so unfair if he plays just the way normally a necromancer would play. So if I'm joining a public game, yeah, and I play versus some guy that I don't like, let's say, I can use anything versus them if I don't like them, if they're BM or whatever. So he can just put HOTS, yeah, with his necromancer. He can just put HOTS, instantly have 95 resist, and he has golem on. So the chance of me killing him with this character here are literally less than zero. It's that bad. So I can never kill him like that. So even with this big damage that I have, 19 to 21k fire damage, and I have like minus requirements, like minus resist, minus a duel with minus fire resist, I still need I need way too much uptime for me to kill him, whereas I will die 10 times over by the time I try to kill him. So the most fair that I found out versus this character, versus this disabled looking character, is to play with 75 fire resist. So if he plays with 75 fire resist as a necromancer and without a golem, I know how this is so restrictive, but without a golem and 75 fire resist, it can be fun for both players, trust me. So I could kill him fairly quickly if I manage to get the hits, if I manage to get him, but at the same time I will probably die half the time as well. So it's like a 50-50 matchup that way. And he can even spam way more. Like he could, without the golem and with 75 fire resist, he could spam like a lot more spirits, a lot more teeth and all that, make it hard for me. And he could still win a lot more, even with 75 resist and without the golem. But if he has more than 75 resist and the golem, it just makes it so hard for this character that it's just unplayable. So if you have friends that you have like a necromancer and you've got some character similar to this or whatever, it's still good to use. It's still nice to use and it's fun. Trust me, the matchup is really fun, and Nikki likes it as well. For some reason he likes it as well. So he plays without a golem and he plays with 75 fire resist, and we have a lot of fun. We've played sometimes we've played hours. I think 2-3 times we've played for at least 2-3 hours just that matchup, and it was really really fun. Because I can kill him and he can kill me too. So it's like a 50-50 matchup or something like that. But you do need to play with players that can comply with some of these things, because otherwise you're just too restricted. Like for example, druids, elemental druids, with more with more resists as well, it just makes it pointless. So an elemental druid that has more than 75 resist with cyclone armor, I mean, it's just BM, not BM, but it's BM for this particular character. So I will never be able to kill an elemental druid with HOTS on or something like that. Like a character, you can kill any character that has just 75 resists, and that's it. If they have more than 75, it's very very hard for you to kill them, because you don't have much uptime and you most likely die before you can get enough uptime to kill them. So that out of the way, pretty much saying that this character is kind of garbage, which it is kind of garbage, but it's just fun pub duels. Like sometimes, you know, I like fighting because I have a durability setup, max block durability setup too. So I like fighting versus bower Amazons as well. So like if you, for example, if you've seen my cursor lock CT thingy, where for example you can go from here to just teleport like over here, you could just like, you know, ambush like some Amazon from like a screen and a half away. So like look, this teleport, yeah, so imagine the Amazon is there, you could just go like this and you can ambush them and then 1-2 shot them if they're not ready, something like that. So yeah, it's it's fun in pub duels to you know, to fight versus some Amazon. That's pretty much what the most fun I've had. So versus sorcerers, this is a really good character versus sorcerers, versus necromancers, versus elemental druids, versus boar Amazons. You could maybe fight versus some javelin Amazons as well with enough stack, but that's about it. Okay, so moving on to the gear. So right now I have gear versus necromancer. Okay, so vitality gear versus necromancer. I'm using Phoenix, you know, Spirit of Phoenix for you know, all the life and the extra life and the max light resist and max fire resist, but that's for the other, you know, for the versus nature damage. But yeah, Spirit of Phoenix for the 35 faster cast rate. We're going for 99 faster cast rate with this setup, this particular one versus necromancers. You need the most faster cast rate, like the most mobility that you can get. So 35 here, 40, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, and then minus 104. So I got 104 faster cast rate. So I'm going for the 99, as I told you. So you could use normal spirit here, doesn't matter too much, especially here. But I've got so this spirit, you know, if you've watched my other Ghost Assassin video, my budget Ghost Assassin, this used to be on my Ubertrist Assassin. So another spare item from that character, I just moved it over here and I made use of it. So versus casters, I use that for a 99 faster cast rate. I bought this funky ass looking ethereal pelt, which I think it's pretty dope, like looks really nice. And for a fire, obviously it got 3 fireclaws. Fireclaws is by far the main, obviously your fireclaw is the main ability, but fireclaw is the main thing that does damage. So I'll show you later in the skills, but it's very important if you have like another pelt, whatever, it has to have 3 fireclaws, like nothing else would do. Like imagine if you have like a pelt with 2 druid and then what else, and then this 2 druid and then what else, and then oak or some shit like that. Like you need to have, like, if you're gonna use anything else than Jalal, it has to be a fireclaws, 3 fireclaws pelt. 2 fireclaws is not that great either, so 3 fireclaws is mandatory, I would say. And then you don't need anything else really. Like I don't think you need anything else except from the 2 sockets, and it has a nice 10 hit recovery as well, which helps. But yeah, this is pretty nice. That's actually the main reason why I made this character. So I found this helmet in JSP, and it wasn't that expensive. I think I paid like 400 forum gold, 400 or 500 forum gold for it or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I can't quite remember, but I think it's somewhere around that. And then once I got that, I thought, man, and I had this amulet. I've had this amulet for years, and I was like, man, let's make a fireclaw druid out of this. And that's how we got here. So there's this. The strength very important, dexterity very important as well. So here I'm using the strength obviously to wear my gear, and the dexterity I use when I'm on my max block setup. I do think you need a max block setup, you know, because you could be fighting versus you could even fight barbarians, like PvP barbarians with this. You could fight like other melee druids with this, you know, have some fun in pub duels. It's just a pub fun duel character, to be honest. It's nothing like, it's just a troll character. There's nothing like serious about it, to be honest. But it's fun if you have leftover, like if you like the mechanics of this character and you want to make one. The one thing that I'd say though is you do need, like, some of the gear is quite expensive. Like this is, I would say this is a bit expensive, considering like you know, that you could get some other shit that it's pennies. This is very expensive and it's really good, but I don't know, you could probably do with something like way worse, but still, like, because the character is so limited in everything, like the most advantage that you can get, the better. So I would say you need like good gear. That's the main disadvantage of this character. So one of my rings is no strength life mana ring. Again, some leftover ring I've had. And then Ravenfrost. Ravenfrost permanently. You don't use any other. Maybe you would change for lightning. Maybe you would change to Wisp Projector. But for the most part, this stays on all the time. For they cannot be frozen. Arachnid Mesh all the time. Mage Fist because of the one fire skill. So Mage Fists do add to your damage. As you can see, 2021, it adds a bit. It does add the one fire skill. Skills does add to your damage. So these are the best ones, and obviously faster cast rate. And then Aldur Boots, because like another thing about this character is you do need some faster run walk. So Aldur Boots work really well because you have the 40 faster run walk, because you need to chase characters around. So the main focus once you've like shockwave somebody is like you literally just press your left button of the mouse and you just keep chasing them, like until they get away, like to a point where you can just let go and you know that you won't reach them. But that's the main gameplay. So, and for you to just click and like lock and chase, for you to chase effectively, you need to have enough faster on walk. Otherwise, you're not going to be chasing that well. So if you have like 40 from here, 85, and that's why I have some small shots with faster on walk here. So 85, 95, 100 makes me go to 100 faster on walk. And if I want to be optimal, I would go for like another Enigma, not this one that lowers my run speed. But you know, I just like the skin of it, to be honest, too much. That I don't bother too much. Ideally, you would want like Arachnid Archon Plate or something, to you know, to have the optimal speed. So weapon very important. So Phase Blade is what you want, and these are just fancy looking, but the same thing can be achieved with a 6-socket Phase Blade shield. All you need to do there is just put more shell runes in there, because what this is like a 40 increased attack speed 4-socket. So if you're doing a 6-socket Phase Blade, you just need to put 2 extra shell runes in there. That's what it is. And then you need to reach the 110 increased attack speed, because all of your speed, your hits, are all of the increased attack speed is coming from your weapon. So regardless of like increased attack speed from everywhere else, the increased attack speed on the weapon is the most important. So and you need to reach, I think you need 104, was it the breakpoint, or 100 and I think it's 104. So you need 110, like you can't go any other way. And obviously here I've got 2 jewels with 15 increased attack speed each and 15 no resist. This is for the, you know, if I play versus sorceress and stuff like that. And then here I've got the same one, but with 15 increased attack speed, 100 attack rating. So if I'm going fully for the duel versus necromancer, I would go like this, because you don't need all resist or anything on the necromancer, and I might possibly, so let's build the, like, let's do the setup for the necromancer. So I got 55 hit recovery, 65, 75, 85, 89. Okay, so I've got all my hit recovery. What I could do is potentially sacrifice 2 of those for more faster run walk, and then you need to pair them with those. So right now I have extra 20 faster run walk. I'm not bothered with the life, I just want to have enough, you know, I want to be to give myself the best opportunity to actually hit them, because hitting the opponent is like half the battle, like even more than half the battle. Like, you actually getting uptime on the opponent is the hardest thing with this character. That's what I would say. And that's what it will be. So this is the setup versus a necromancer. If I want to play versus some melee character or versus like a boar Amazon, I'd go like this. Potentially, if they have some poison damage, I'll probably go like this and this. Change up all of these. What's our resist right now? Ooh, 49 still. 59. Doesn't look like I can even do it, to be honest with you. So yeah, if they have like, look, this is one little bit of shit now. So if they have like poison, you have to be really careful, because I have fought someone with poison before, like a tree hybrid, tri-hybrid zones, and they have some poison. You're not able to avoid that, and it does do a lot of damage to you. So, but if you want, like, if they're doing like lightning fury or something, you want to just negate it like a little bit with the 75 light resist, just a little bit of the lightning damage. But anyways, I got 75 max block with this. I got 43, 51. I got max damage reduction and max block. I'm running with 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. What was the faster cast rate breakpoint before that? Just give me one sec. For breakpoints, what's the faster cast rate breakpoint? The previous one, so druid human, 46, no, 68. And what was I having? So I got 20, 40, 60, 70. So yeah, I'm on the 68 faster cast rate break. On the damage reduction setup, I'm with 68 breakpoint. And then I've got 30, 40, 50, 52, 54. Let's go to the recovery as well. So hit recovery is a bit strange. So hit recovery on druid is a bit strange. So hit recovery on bear form is 54. 54 is the 7th frame, and then 68, 86 is the 6th frame. So I'm dead on the bear form 7th frame hit recovery. So 30, 40, 54. 54 is the breakpoint on the hit recovery. And then if I want to go to like nature damage, so if I want to play versus like fire sorcerers, that's what I'm having here. Nothing there changes, and then I'm going for 55, 60, 70, 85. That's why I have extra lives, because I can change them here. And then I got 1 hit recovery small charm. So 55, 60, 70, 85. And then 1 hit recovery, 80, 85, 90. So I got the 86 hit recovery. I've got ooh, Oh yeah, so I need the resistance ring. So I need this ring. So right now, this is what I would use versus fire. Let's say this is the setup. So again, 99 faster cast rate, 86 hit recovery, and this is my damage, 18 to 20k with the max speed, and then my life 6.3k. It's pretty good, to be honest. Sorcerers are probably the easiest ones to fight, and they're just they're the most fun to fight because they're not that tanky, and you get more opportunity to hit them. Necromancers are kind of frustrating. Druids are super frustrating because like anything is frustrating really if you get to a point where you rely too much on the shockwave. So versus sorcerers, I do rely on the shockwave, but they don't do too much damage. So if I have like 90 fire resistors versus a fire sorceress, even if she has a lot of resist too, I got a lot of resist versus her. So she does little damage to me and I do little damage to her, and it's fine. But versus a necromancer, you know, where everything counts, like if I miss my shockwave and I try to do damage, like he escapes and he does a ton of damage to me because obviously I don't have resist to magic damage. And then it's the same with the druid. Like the druid can so often, because they have zoo, like the zoo will block the shockwave and they won't get shockwave. And if they don't get shockwave, you don't do damage versus a druid because they stun you with hurricane and they can start running away and cast tornadoes, and you will eat like all the damage possible, but you won't be able to hit them. But if it's crucial for you to get shockwave on a druid, and if you can't get it because of their zoo, so like if they don't play with, like if they play with wolves, it's almost impossible to get a shockwave. So that's what I mean again with the GM. So if I play with a friend, for example, if I play with somebody like druid versus druid, and I'm with this druid and they're with like elemental druid, I would ask them to play with bear, because that gives me at least some chance to get a shockwave out, and then I can, like afterwards I can do some hits. Because with wolves, like the chance of you getting a shockwave on them is impossible, and if you're just running at them and hitting them without shockwave, I mean you're just killing yourself most of the time, because they will like weapon switch, cast you know, tornado or something, or they can even tank you, because if you will get hit recovery from their damage, because their damage will do more damage to you at first, because your damage will do less damage than them at first, because they have cyclone armor. So their cyclone armor will absorb the first few hits, giving them the chance to hit you, and then they hit recover you. So if I face tank him, another druid, and he's spamming tornadoes, 9 out of 10 times he'll win, like with zoo and hurricane and whatnot. So if somebody stomps me here, like a druid with decent gear stomps me and starts spamming tornadoes, and I have him locked already, by the time I start doing damage, I will be hit recovered and I will have to run instead of him. That's the problem. But if they have shockwave on and then they jump me, let's say, the chance of me winning is way higher, because the shockwave will make him he will be put in hit recovery animation. He will be stunned instantly by the sheer fact that I'm hitting so quickly and he has swirl on. But so yeah, without shockwave, like druids are almost impossible as well. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, and in the max block setup, I also use this sometimes versus like Amazons, or like boar Amazons or barbarians, if I want to make sure that I can hit them, because again, this requires attack rating, so you do need some attack rating, and that's why I have demon limb. So you could get about 15k. That's pretty decent, to be honest. And then if I have this, 16k. So it gives me about 1.5k. No, about 2k. So 14.5 to 16.6, so 2.1k. So this gives me 2.1k attack rating, which is good versus like some max block characters. If you want to fight like melee, you could do a druid versus druid melee, like for fun, stuff like that. That's kind of what this this character is also good for. Let's go to the skills actually. Yeah, let's go to the skills. So skill wise, 1 point in all of these. Don't focus on oak. You need damage. You don't need like, I mean, as you could see, so I've got in bear form with the oak, I got 8k life right now. So this is pretty decent. I mean, it fluctuates like with the different setups, but you know what I mean. So 8k life is pretty decent, even with just 1 point in the oak. Yeah. So don't focus on this. Like, don't skill this. 1 point just to get to the bear. I never use wolves, only use bear, because you know, the bear can help you. Like if you come close to them, the bear can like knock them back as well, and stun them. Wolves, I almost never use wolves actually, because they just die so quickly, and because you're such a slow character, like you need to transform to do anything. Like if you spend your time recasting, so like if I play versus a necromancer and I'm spending all this time, like literally with one, I mean with 99 you're not that fast either. You're not like an elemental druid with 164. So if I'm coming around literally with one thief, he can wipe all my zoo away, and then I'll have to do like recast zoo instead of chasing him and like trying to shockwave. Whereas, or you could just you know, have the bear, it's one click and all that. So it's much easier, it's tankier. I would suggest bear. So 1 point in all of these just to get the oak and the bear. 1 point in shockwave, crucial. Don't bother with warbear or werewolf or lycanthropy. Obviously you can see that they will boost your life, they will boost you know, different things, like they'll boost the damage, whatever, but don't bother with any of those. Like just 1 point on them is fine. The main thing is to maximize the fireclaw, and then once you maximize fireclaw, you maximize all of the synergies of it. So you know, firestorm, molten boulder, fissile, and fissure, whatever, excuse my pronunciation, and then volcano. So you're maxing all of this as much as you can. So this is max, this is max, this is max. So I'm missing few points for maxing molten boulder. I haven't bothered with cyclone armor because you don't need it. So cyclone armor, if I'm fighting versus sorceress, I'm relying on my raw resistance, or versus like javelin, Amazon, or whatever. I'm relying on raw resistance like any other character would, like a necromancer, like any other character that would have resists. That's exactly how I'm relying on it. You don't have the time to be casting cyclone armor. So, and cyclone armor cannot be cast in bear form. So it's useless. So imagine you like, you know, you're fighting versus somebody and you have cyclone armor, and they hit you once or twice, whatever, they get the cyclone armor. You can't recast it whilst you're hitting them, so you have to go like this, recast it, and then go back, which it will never happen. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't it's not good. So you don't even need cyclone armor. I would not suggest it. It only takes away from your damage, and it hurts you more than anything. And then skill wise, I mean stat wise, I've got just enough strength to wear my gear. If I've put any strength, I'm not sure if I've put any strength. I haven't put any strength because 90, so that's 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and then 5, 15. Yeah, I haven't put any point in strength. So pretty much, yeah, no points in strength put. and then I've put enough dexterity obviously for the max block with the storm shield, and then everything else in vitality, and that's about it. Maybe let me just do a quick magic find run. Let me just do a quick magic find run. Hopefully I won't die. Just to show you like how nice this character could be. You could still like, so you could have fun. It's just obviously like okay, so this. Okay, so 55, 65, 75, 85, 89. Okay, cool. What's my resist like? Ugh, terrible. Why do I have such bad resists? Okay, let's put the light resist on. Okay, that's good. That's decent enough. So I got max fire, max lightning. Or shall we go max block? I think max block is the way actually. Yep, max block should be the way. So I got 30, 40, 54. Yeah, that works. I think that's right. Okay. So magic find, I mean, probably not many people are interested, but oh, okay. This is the main problem with this character. There's just too many fire immunes, you know. If there weren't that many fire immunes, this character would actually be pretty fun. And if there wasn't the delay, I'm telling you, if there was anything I would want in Diablo 2 Resurrected, is for them to take off the shapeshift problem, the shapeshift delay maybe. Take away the shapeshift delay probably. I think that would be good. Or take away the delay from fissure, whatever. But even I don't know. By the way, another thing. So once you max out all of these, you can use fissure. So you see, I got it key binded because what's happened to me before versus Amazons, for example, is you get them to like 20% life, and then they become obviously super defensive, or even sorceress or something, or whatever opponent it is, they become very defensive afterwards because you could get them to 20% and then still lose the fight. So what I do afterwards is, just because it's all maxed, the fissure, it still does quite decent damage. Look like 3k damage. So you can start spamming fissure on them and kill them that way. So it's pretty useful. It's on max. It has like it shares synergies from Volcano and from Firestorm. That's the main reason why I have this and this maxed first, and this is the last one to max, because this is the most useless one. Whereas this I could use later on to kill the target, to finish off the target, and to make that the best it could be. I need to max this and that first. That's why I've done it like this. Okay, so can I kill? I can kill Bale now. Okay, let's go and kill Bale, just for fun. Okay, it will take a while probably, but just for fun, let's try and kill him. Oh, nice. Damn fire resist now. I'm telling you, this character would have actually been quite viable if there wasn't so many fire resists. But then it would make fire sorcerers really good as well. It would definitely make fire sorcerers even better for magic find. Like, And here, you know, you could use for sure, like for wave 2, for example, it just show you the damage. The damage is pretty decent. Even though, you know, bear in mind this is like a one-player game, so it's nothing too important, nothing too crazy at all. But yeah, I mean, the main thing with this character is that obviously it requires so much. It requires you to be optimal with everything. Even just like missing 2 skillers is kind of a bit bullshit. So if you want a magic find character, imagine you're gonna have like you know, cube, you're gonna have like scrolls, whatever bullshit. So it would make it even a bit worse, and you're gonna need a lot more space. The main reason why I'm not magic finding with this character is because I just don't have enough space either. It just makes it pointless for me to try and magic find. Why would I magic find with this character? First of all, it's super slow, but I'm just showing you that it's possible. So you could do some magic find. You can go like round like Act 1. You can do like Countess. You can do Andariel, obviously. You can do Duriel. You can do Mephisto. You can do like the few things in Act 5 as well. It's just there's some random stuff. So like Nilafak, for example, can be fire immune as well, which is a bit bullshit. But if he wasn't, you could do Nilafak quite reliably. You could do Pindle Skin, stuff like that. It's just you have to play on the you know, pray on the RNG gods that you don't get you know, fire immunes. That's the main reason. That's just the most annoying part of it, is that Infinity doesn't break fire immunes. But other than that, this character does so much, does quite a bit of damage. Look, like, you know. Oh, come on, man. It does quite a decent damage, even though it's like, you know, player 1. So yeah, it's viable, it's fun. If you like funky and quirky builds, this character is pretty nice, to be honest, for that. So I think that concludes this video. I wish I had some footage, you know, that would have been nice for like this and this character and the budget ghost assassin, because I've played with him in PvP quite a bit a while ago, but I don't record. Like I only record sometimes when I had like when I play with friends, but in random PvP public games I don't record. But I've had some good duels, which I wish I had recorded, just to show you. Like, it would have been fun. Like, I've had some very fun duels versus Amazons and Sorceress and Nikki as well. So some pretty funky duels, like, actually. But, you know, shame didn't record them. So would have been nice to add into this video. So, like, as a last thing, like, okay, so like, look how it could look in PvP, but you know, unfortunately I don't have any, I haven't recorded any of that. So this is the druid, pretty funky. I wouldn't recommend it like as a first character to anybody. It's pretty weak, but it could be fun, you know, under certain circumstances. So I'll see you guys in the next video then.